towering cliffs, roaring geysers, and thunderous footsteps, Dino Dino Jungle throws racers back to a prehistoric world just teeming with so much life. First introduced in Mario Kart Double Dash, this wild course takes place in a lush canyon jungle, where vines dangle from rocky arches, volcanoes are smoky in the background, and of course ancient dinosaurs just roam freely. After memorable appearances in Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart Tour, Dino Dino Jungle is back once again in Mario Kart World for the Switch 2. And it's really ready to shake things up all over again, in a big way this time. Hey everyone, I'm SwiftJar, and welcome back to my favorite series on this channel, of course being the Changes and Analysis series, where we just dive a little bit too deep into a Mario Kart track and just completely overanalyze how it's evolved over the years. Today, we're of course looking at Dino Dino Jungle, and I've got one of my best mates joining me being ZakPak. This is a very interesting take on one of my most beloved tracks in Mario Kart World, especially being a Double Dash mega fan. We'll start off by looking at what made this track just stand out from the beginning, checking out all the changes that it's seen along the way before Mario Kart World, hearing why ZakPak is hyped for its comeback, and then breaking down all the updates it's going to be getting in Mario Kart World. If there's a specific section that really grabs your attention, you can just use the timestamps down below to go to it. And just be aware that I am giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 on this channel and a copy of Mario Kart World as well, and the only thing that you need to do to be part of that is just simply be subscribed. You'll also get an extra entry as well if you are following me on Twitter, and of course we're in the Swift Cafe Discord. But that's enough yapping, let's get into Dino Dino Jungle. This is the second track in the Special Cup of Mario Kart Double Dash, and it's easily one of the most unforgettable courses in the series. Set deep in a prehistoric jungle, just filled with towering dinosaurs, swaying tree branches, and a lot of unpredictable terrain, this track honestly offers a chaotic ride that's both challenging and full of personality, and I love all the split paths that it offers during the course. The race kicks off in the heart of the jungle with a short wavy straightaway that quickly leads into a sharp left U-turn. Not long after, a right-hand turn introduces racers to the star of the track, just a massive cheerful sauropod who just stomps through the middle of the course. You have to kind of time your approach a little bit carefully just to avoid being flattened by its enormous feet, or you can just go for its legs. Next, it's kind of like a real small crystal cave that just leads to an elevated wooden bridge that curves to the right. This section actually splits into 3 narrow paths. Falling off anywhere here is really easy, so my boy Lakitu is going to be pretty busy. The paths will eventually rejoin, and then racers head into a cave with a lot of markings that almost makes it feel like it's part of an ancient Egypt or just prehistoric times. This immediately throws racers into a tricky left-right combo, and once you actually get inside the cave, you have lots of geysers just erupting randomly through holes on the floor. And if you go through them, you're gonna spin out by just getting thrown into the air, and yeah, it's all over. The outer edge of the cave section on the right as well is also unguarded, meaning one wrong move here just essentially sends you plummeting into the canyon. When exiting the cave, you'll then hit another wooden bridge, this time with a Dino Dino's long neck just leaning in from the side. Bumping into it will cause you to spin out, so you gotta be careful again. After that, you're onto the final section. This just basically has a nice sharp U-turn to the left, with lots of tree branches on the floor and some water geysers as well that you need to go past. And then you're back at the finish line. What really sets this version of Dino Dino Jungle apart for me was just how alive this felt back in the day. Double Dash's art style just gave it so much personality. You have trees having eyes, the environment moves around you, you have the terror dinosaurs over the top just flying past. It genuinely feels like you're racing for a world that's watching you. If you look carefully into the background at some points, you can actually see DK Mountain just looming in the distance. It's a nice subtle connection that just makes the world feel so much bigger, and now that we got Mario Kart World, we get to see this really explored in more detail. I love this track. Dino Dino Jungle of course made another return in Mario Kart 7. This time it was the second race in the Lightning Cup. While the prehistoric charm of the original from Double Dash is still fully intact, there are a handful of key changes and modernizations that kind of bring this up to the 3DS standard. Most notably, just the additions of trick ramps and of course gliding sections. Right from the start, we of course are going to start with the starting line banner. This is practically identical to the original, just with the Mario Kart font being the modern version now, and the Mario Kart Texas color is slightly a little bit less colorful. The track overall now feels smoother to navigate as well. The wooden bridges, for example, are slightly wider, and every branch of them now holds item boxes, just making them a little less punishing. All the old familiar hazards do return, but this time with some tweak. The water geysers, tree logs, and jumps can of course now be used to perform tricks. Some of the tree branches on the floor as well have been slightly moved, but it's nothing that's really changed in this course at all. The little crystal cave that you go through at the start actually also has no crystals, and this is the same for the inside cabin as well. The larger cabin section still features the muddy floor and of course the erupting geysers, but it now includes a revamped shortcut with a glide ramp. It's no longer a mushroom exclusive shortcut. However, it's also been narrowed a little bit as well, so it kind of makes it a little bit tougher as well, which I like. After you exit the cave, there's also another glide ramp that lets you soar right past the Nosie's head. And unlike in Double Dash, this time it won't spin you out if you do hit it, so it's a little less punishing. Unfortunately though, DK Mountain in the background is no longer there anymore, which is a shame. It's just a generic volcano in this version. The Nosies that once swam in the river as well also now appear to be gone, and the same goes with the flying red dinosaurs as well. Actually, now that I kind of think about it, all the dinosaurs except the blue sauropod are basically extinct. Also, all the Double Dash personality lobby eyes on everything as well are now of course gone. I kind of feel like the original felt slightly more vibrant and just atmospheric just because of this, to be honest, so I prefer the original. The arrow signs and the advertising signs as well have also been upgraded to the new version from Mario Kart 7. Nothing too groundbreaking here, but I thought I'd mention it. And the track's final section also appears to have been reshaped and slightly widened for a smoother, and I guess you could say more forgiving finish. They also added a couple ramps there as well, just to encourage some tricking too. Dino Dino Jungle then stomped its way back onto the scene in Mario Kart Tour, debuting during the very first tour being the New York tour. As one of the launch tracks, it didn't get a massive overhaul like some later editions, but it did bring enough changes to make it worth revisiting, especially for longtime fans like myself. This version is based almost entirely on Mario Kart 7's layout, right down to the glide ramps, the ramps themselves, and even how the water geysers react with you when you hit them. But it also comes with a few subtle tweaks. For example, the dash panels that used to appear on the far right wooden bridge after the cave are now gone, and the Mario Kart banner above the starting line got a massive upgrade. It's now held up by two stone pillars with flaming torches on top, really fitting that adventurous jungle theme. You'll also notice here that you can see palm trees in the background like normal, but this time they actually have fruit on them. Gameplay wise, Tour makes this course really easy. Falling off now? Well, that's not really a thing. I don't really like this, but it does really fit Tour's mechanics of just trying to keep a high score combo, so in that regard it does really work. Lots of other little details have changed as well, just like more simplified fencing around the course, updated advertising signs, arrow signs, etc. I do like how there is torches lighting up the prehistoric entrance to the cave section now with the art. I would have preferred the cabin to have no torches though, as I kind of like that being darker. Also, who thought it was a good idea to put a Noshi in the middle of the cave now and then take out all the crystals? I'm not a fan of that. Overall, it's just a whole lot more of a chill ride now, which is still okay. I did like how this track came with a reverse trick and reverse trick variant as well, so it's always nice to just explore this course in different ways. But the other editions without a doubt are much better. Now we get to the fun part. Dino Dino Jungle is making a triumphant return in Mario Kart World, and it's going to be the third course of the Banana Cup. This time around, it's found in the southeast jungle region of the world map, and fittingly enough, it's also the southmost course in the entire game. And my lord, this version has changed a hell of a lot. It's now essentially just a Jurassic Park themed turned sci-fi jungle, and honestly, I'm definitely open for the change. This one is growing on me pretty fast. The visuals are clean, the setting is bold, and there are honestly some really cool ideas at play. Before I jump into all of that, I'm going to toss things over to my very good mate being ZakPak, just to share why he's so hyped about one of his all-time favorite tracks making a comeback.
Thank you, Swiftjar, for letting me be part of this video. Now, in regards to Dino Dino Jungle, there's quite a few things that I love about this course as it's being shown in Mario Kart World, and I think a couple of the big things for me is that firstly, it seems to be a little more reimagined than some of the other courses in this game. I should say some of the retro courses, because a lot of the retro courses in this game do feel comparable to their counterparts in the previous games, but for me, from what I've seen, Dino Dino Jungle seems to really take the original course and turn it on its head, opting for more, including more dinosaurs and changing, up the course a little bit, as well as changing up the vibe and the feel of the course, going from more of a prehistoric jungle feel to a scientific lab Jurassic Park kind of feel, and I think it suits the course really, really well, and I'm excited to actually get to race on it. So again, thank you SwiftDraw so much for letting me chip in on this video, and enjoy the rest of the video, you guys.
Thanks, my dude. It's always a pleasure teaming up with my New York buddy. Alright, let's break down Mario Kart World's wild take on this new dino-filled jungle course. This one was really hard to even start, so let's just do the sensible thing and start at the starting line. Just like the course's overall aesthetic, the starting banner has been completely reworked. It's now a massive metal framework that honestly resembles the entrance to a dinosaur research facility or just a prehistoric theme park. The Mario Kart text itself is just printed on a bright illuminated panel, giving it just a nice modern vibe. And it's all connected by a steel frame, because if you got dinosaurs running around, you want this thing to be pretty bloody sturdy. There even looks to be a clawed slash mark on it as well. There's even spectators standing on the top of the banner now too, just in the two towers above it. So, if you love the original track of Dino Dino Jungle, some really good news. It's basically the exact same. It's just visually overhauled. Right from the very start, you can now see so much further into the distance, compared to the more enclosed feeling of the original that just had a whole bunch of jungle behind it. And this applies for the entire course entirely. The road is now wider, and the scenery is also much more detailed, just with a lot of advertising signs on both sides. Lots of metal fences, portable arrow signs, towering lampposts, some bitty bug cones, lush plants and trees, and even some more directional signage. It just feels like it's more like a redwood forest now. These environmental details actually appear throughout the course, and the track overall has a lot more different elevation this time around, and if you look at the first turn for example, as it curves left, you can actually see it kind of going up a little bit. On the sand as well, you'll also notice large dinosaur footprints. It's an awesome bloody touch. As you get round the first bend, you can actually spot a large red dinosaur walking into a cave in the background, or building. The world feels so much more alive now. You can even see some shadows on the ground, which I assume are the terrors from the original flying past, as they actually feature on the course icon now. And I just love how there are so many more dinosaurs roaming around this time. If you look carefully here as well, there's also red rails that actually appear here. And yes, they're gonna be grindable. There's also a sleek building design replacing what used to be just a forest, making it feel like you're entering a laboratory area, which we'll get back to in a minute. As you now pass this bend, you'll reach the familiar area with jumps and item boxes that were just previously placed on fallen tree logs, with of course the giant bridge above and the iconic blue sauropod. Now, those tree logs are now being replaced with small little metal ramps and just coins as well. On the left hand side, you'll see a ton of spectators and just modern advertising signs, which are the ones from the starting line banner. But the new best addition here is a new dinosaur obstacle, which kind of looks like a triceratops with a Nintendo touch. You of course need to avoid this one. You can drive around it, grind on the rails to the right, or even go through its legs like the sauropod in the original. The overhead bridge is also much more prominent than it used to be, and the blue sauropod is still present. The bridge above also looks larger, and it doesn't look to be wooden anymore, and there seems to be a gap in it as well. It's essentially been given a full makeover. All the trees are gone in this section too, and I can't see any volcanoes in the background anymore, despite the fact how this world is now all connected, and the entire world is just going to be so much fun to explore. There's also a few grassy areas on both sides now that you can boost through, and there even appears to be a few dinosaur eggs just around the joint as well. One massive change from this area though, is that the little old cave section here is gone. It's now just an open area, but the track shape still bends the exact same way as the original. So it's kind of like the cave never left. When you now go to the wooden bridge that used to split into 3 different directions, this is now being changed to kind of like a metal or just solid concrete flooring. And the third right path from the right hand side seems to be gone. But don't be fooled at all. You can now just drive onto the water in this version and then just trick off this dinosaur as well that is just positioned perfectly in the water. This is pretty cool. The bridge itself also now has rails you can grind on it, and like normal, all 3 paths just lead into what used to be the cave section, but it's no longer prehistoric. It's actually something new this time around. Just before going onto the bridge as well, there's even a sign that reads Dino Dino Laboratory, and I like how there's dash panels on the left hand side as well. So back to that cave section. Well, the second half of this course has been completely transformed and is now known as the Dino Dino Laboratory. It's essentially a high-tech facility that's just tucked deep in the jungle. It's clearly inspired by Jurassic Park, and I'm absolutely here for it. Inside the lab, there's a new route that climbs along the left-hand wall, leading to an upper section above what used to be the cave floor. You can still take the original lower path, which now just features grind rails too. This area definitely feels more like the original, just with geysers on the ground acting as jump boosts like in Tour, and you also get a really nice better view of the upper path too, which now has its own boost pads and item boxes. The surrounding walls also look pretty drivable too. And remember that big red dinosaur from the start? Well, it's back this time, and it seems to act like a T-Rex that just charges attacking racers. The formerly dangerous pit in the cave has now been turned into grass and an off-road terrain, just with the T-Rex roaming around as an obstacle. I do miss the original cave section, but if this dinosaur actually is a threat now, that would be a fun little twist. As you exit the laboratory, there's even some warning lights that start flashing, and unfortunately the prehistoric ramp is now just a metallic one with some gaps in it. As you enter outside, the fences on the outside are no longer wooden, but they're just these sleek metal barriers. The bridge ahead is also metallic, and it now even features a jump gap. The final bend of the track as well also still feels pretty familiar. The muddy off-road section is now grassy with dinosaur eggs again, and a lot more of a modern and taller fence just dividing everything. I just love how you can see more of the world in the background now too. It's just really cool. The final straightaway includes metal ramps and geysers as usual, but the rocky cavern wall on the side is now replaced with a larger gate, and of course it's just surrounded by grass and plants. You can even just drive through it as you cross the finish line. It's just a nice little off-road section, and as you actually cross the finish line, you actually see the giant blue dinosaur in the background there walking through. So that leads me to believe that the dinosaurs might actually change location with every race, or maybe just every lap. I'm not too sure. I just love how there's a whole lot more dinosaurs this time around too. I haven't seen the terrors yet, but I do know they exist in this game, so I have a feeling they'll be flying around. There of course are also a few smaller changes around the joint too, just like item boxes and coin placements just being slightly shifted, and the final descent just being so much more smoother and less steep. I also absolutely love this wide shot of the track, especially seeing the Dino Dino Laboratories house inside just being a massive dome. This whole thing just looks incredible. All in all, Mario Kart World's take on Dino Dino Jungle is bold and experimental. It's of course more than just a visual upgrade. It's practically a full reinvention. Sure, some of the original charm might be gone, but what we get instead is a track that's just bursting with cinematic flair and honestly just a lot of mechanical creativity. That has been all the changes that I was able to spot in Dino Dino Jungle. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below of the track itself, and of course if you noticed any other changes that I missed. I'll be sure to update the pinned comment with any other facts. A massive shout out goes to everyone in the Swift Cafe Discord as well, just for helping point out a lot of these details. And a massive thank you goes to Toon Tris as well, just for providing the footage for this course. If you did enjoy this video, it would be super appreciated if you could leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot. And let me know what track you want to see next, and also what guests you want to see as well. Making these videos has been a whole lot of fun, so make sure to check out the channel as well to go find the other ones. And also, I'm really looking forward to streaming this game and making some gameplay videos of this. It's gonna be epic. But until next time though, make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!